Hello, my name is Lynne Hardy and I am the Assistant Line Editor for Call of Cthulhu at Chaosium.
And I'm Mike Mason, I'm the Call of Cthulhu line editor at Chaosium. What are we talking about today, Lynn?
We're talking about the Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign, new edition.
Masks of Nyarlathotep is a classic Call of Cthulhu campaign. Well, let's start with what's a campaign?
It's a series of linked scenarios or adventures.
Okay, so you play through a series of linked adventures that build this larger grand story.
Yes.
And that's exactly what Masks of Nyarlathotep is. The original version was first published in 1984 and has been re-released a few times over the years, but essentially in the same original version with just a few tweaks here and there. So we're releasing a new version this year, which would technically be the 5th edition of Masks of Nyarlathotep, and but this time we've done a lot of updating and revision, haven't we, Lynn?
We have, yes.
The campaign starts out in New York with the sudden call from an old colleague called Jackson Elias, who's an investigative author who has spent many years researching dark and dangerous cults around the world. And you being good friends of Jackson Elias, are called by him to meet him in a Hotel Chelsea, because he's got something very important to tell you. But very soon you find out that actually he has dug into something, a mystery concerning the Carlisle expedition. Do you want to tell us a little about the Carlisle expedition, Lynn?
Well, it's basically a New York playboy who gathers together a group of very strange companions and then disappears off to Egypt to do some research. Then they go off to Africa and things take a very strange and mysterious turn. And it's while Jackson Elias is digging into what's happened to the Carlisle expedition that things basically begin to unravel for him.
Indeed, because obviously without going into the big plot here, there is more than meets the eye to the Carlisle expedition and to Roger Carlyle, the playboy. And indeed, Jackson Elias has dug up some very interesting information that will come to bear fruit as the players kind of play through the campaign. And as I say, you start as good friends of Jackson Elias, past acquaintances of this author, and he sort of drags you into this overarching mystery that is very much like the classic onion skin, where as you peel away a layer, you reveal deeper and further information, and that's played out across a number of countries. Do you want to talk a little bit about the countries?
Yeah, it's a proper globe-trotting campaign. So you have America, you have England, you have Egypt, you have China, you have Australia, and you have Kenya. So lots and lots of different interesting places with lots of flavour and colour for your players and their investigators to explore and get themselves into an awful lot of trouble in.
But of course, the beauty of it is the actual direction of the campaign is in the players' hands. Whilst you start in New York and you have all these possible destinations, as Lynn has just explained, the order you choose to approach them is entirely down to the group of players.
It is.
So if you decide that actually that you've got compelling reasons to go to China rather than say Egypt or London first, then that's your choice to do that. And the campaign is very flexible in this way, and it is written that it expects different groups to go to actually tackle the challenge of the campaign in a different manner. So it's always really interesting, I find, that hearing different groups playing the campaign, they all have their own unique kind of tales and stories from the campaign, and certainly very memorable experiences that seem to come through on it. But essentially, it is this world-spanning campaign that will take you to the very point where the world is in the balance, and hopefully your investigators' actions will help to decide, the fate of the world. Well, hopefully favourably. Hopefully you save the world, but clearly there are other options available should you not win the day, perhaps.
But of course you're going to win the day. You're heroes.
So there you are.